welcome to a brand new Five Heart podcast live on Thursday night, 9 o'clock Central, God's favorite time zone, on the Core Nation, YouTube, Facebook, and X platforms. I'm Greg Mahachko, and joining me as always is, well, you know her, you love her. She's one of us, a Husker fan through and through. Minnie Hunt, how are you doing tonight, Minnie?
Yeah, I'm good. Well, joining us is also Greg Mahachko.
It's true. He's here, everybody. Can you believe it?
I just think it's so. I struggle with this with the other shows I do, Greg. I have to be honest. When you have a co-host that has like equality in a show, how do you go about? I mean, somebody has to say hello to everyone and then say, this is so and so, without it seeming odd.
It was easier when you let me call you the co-host. I was just, hey, everybody, it's Minnie.
Hey, I'm a team player. I am. I just want equality. That's all I ask for.
Yeah. I feel like we are co-hosts of the show.
We are.
Host and co-host. So I feel like it's not
You know what? I could give you
to call you a co-host.
It's not insensitive. And it's not insensitive of me to call you a co-host.
That's fine. I've never been offended by the title. It's like my mom says, it doesn't matter what they call you as long as they call you for dinner.
That's true.
So
you don't want to be late for dinner.
I very rarely miss meals. Rostowski wants to know, is co-host the epitome of equality?
I don't feel like it is. That's why I'm just saying, like, it still feels a little, I don't know, nails against a chalkboard to me.
Fred thought that I was a panelist. I was once. So I apologize for the nails on the chalkboard. I feel like I've been doing a pretty good job of not referring to you as a co-host.
It's not your fault. There's just no word in the English dictionary that describes
Minnie. I mean,
this. I don't know. It's okay.
I think the word is co-host. I don't know. I don't know if you know this, but I think the word is co-host.
Okay.
You host the show.
We'll go with that.
So. Yeah, Nebraska strong.
Here's what it is.
Know where your Husker shirt is.
I left it in California. You don't want to know what all I left in California. It was so fun.
You have just the one Husker shirt then? That's what we're led to believe?
I do have quite a few. But I figured it's a bye week, and so I wouldn't get roasted too bad tonight. But apparently I was wrong.
Yeah, made it 4.5 minutes before Nebraska Strong was ready to give you the business. So
yeah, thanks.
Let's see. Braska Rascal says, is this Minnie's 103rd episode and counting? I think it's 101.
Yeah, if Greg lets me have that.
I did. I conceded. There was no point in continuing any longer. So, all good. Hey, it's all good.
101st. I have a book about that. 101st. The troop number for World War II. 101st Air.
101st Airborne?
Yes, that's what it is. Yeah. Speaking of which, it was the Marines' birthday this week, as well as it was Veterans Day. How did you celebrate Veterans Day?
The boys didn't have school, which I didn't realize until late last week, so I had to shuffle some work things around. But I made pancakes in the morning, and at least for Matthew, because he's the only one. The other two wanted cereal, and then after his bowl of cereal, Gare says, "I want pancakes." So he had whatever pancakes Matthew didn't want. I celebrated by giving myself a ginormous grilled stuffed breakfast burrito. It was fantastic. And then the twins had a dentist appointment that afternoon. So it was a banner day for the Mahachko men.
Did you let them know about Veterans Day and the Marines' birthday? Anything like that?
No,
You
and
have
not
a
because
flag
it's not
behind you.
not because
Why
it's
would
not
you? Sorry.
not because it's not important, but it at this stage, especially with the twins, it's going to go in one ear, not the other.
Hmm.
So
Okay, I understand that, especially with the twins. But you need to show them the flag behind you and explain to them why you have that.
I will, and I have their great grandpa, aka my grandpa's American Legion hat upstairs, and a couple of pictures of him in the service as well. So I actually probably need to bring those down here and put them on the shelf. So
Yeah, that would be great. You should. Anyways, thank you for your service for anyone in the chat who served.
and Fred says happy 15,795th interruption.
Thank
Fred,
you.
does she interrupt you on Mondays, or am I just the lucky one?
No. No, Fred doesn't talk quite as much as you, so I don't need to just kind of jump in.
Okay, well, feel free to guide and steer the conversation then tonight, Minnie, and I'll just sit back.
Great.
And I'll interrupt you for a change.
That's funny. Okay. Let's just get on with it. This is how we work best.
All right, what are we talking about tonight, Minnie?
Yeah. Who's going to give in first?
Fred says you don't interrupt him because he just sits there and is eye candy.
He is. He wears, 1, he shows up on time every time. 2, he also wears vintage Husker gear.
I wore vintage Husker gear, and you all called it salmon instead of red. So
that was like 5 years old, Greg. It's not vintage yet.
Thanks, Bill. Appreciate your uplifting and optimistic comment. Go fuck yourself.
Bill, we're not that bad. It's just a bye week.
Who gives a shit? We're just having fun because we're fans and friends, and this is just a big gathering of friends who give each other shit, Bill. So if you don't like it, go fuck off and find some other Husker podcast.
See, now you did it, Bill.
Who gives a shit? I don't give a fuck about Bill.
Oh my gosh, I do, Bill. I apologize for my co-host. All right.
Bill, you got the attention you want. You happy now? Rick.
Okay. Can we move on from Bill?
And I'm sober.
Jeez. Okay, how about this? I was at the UCLA game.
You were at the UCLA game.
Yeah. It was quite the atmosphere. Quite, let's just call it, you know how at the Cincinnati game, it felt like it was a home game?
Yes.
UCLA felt the exact same.
I believe that.
I wouldn't say all the seats were filled. That's not the same in that regard, but it definitely was more Husker fans than any fan. Than the blue and gold fans.
No, I know that's no surprise. I mean, they were a 3-5 team coming in, 3-6 maybe. I can't remember. I don't know where their bye weeks lined up, but a 3-win team, let's say. And yeah, I don't know if you know this about Los Angeles. There are a few more things to do in LA than there are in Lincoln. So lots of other bright shiny things. They're in Tinseltown, as it's. I don't know if you were aware that it was called Tinseltown, Minnie. So it makes sense that, and Nebraska fans travel so well, and especially in the Southwest, and in California. I'm not at all surprised that Husker fans outnumbered Bruins fans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know there's a lot to do, and I also know it's a trek to get to it from wherever you live, usually. But it is quite the experience. I loved it. If I lived in the vicinity, which I told my girls, "Oh my gosh, I love it here. I hope one of you guys goes to school here." Even though I know that's not where the university is. It's just so beautiful.
It's also not where they are hoping to play games in the future. I don't know
Yeah.
if you saw that. UCLA is, I guess, petitioned the NCAA to start playing games at SoFi Stadium, which is obviously closer to the greater downtown area. So, I've been to a game. I think we talked about this last week. I don't need to bring it up, but yeah, I think overall the Big Ten has a bit too much of a love affair with the Rose Bowl, both the game and the building. But it is one of the great shrines of college football history. It's like the Big House. It's like Notre Dame. In other avenues and other sports and events, it's like Madison Square Garden. So it is full of lore and history, and especially for one day a year, pomp and circumstance with the Rose Bowl game itself. So, it would. I don't know if it'd be better or worse for. I think they'd probably get more fans. I think because of the size of SoFi Stadium, it would probably look more empty. It's hard to say because it depends on the success of UCLA.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe they're planning on with the Big Ten revenue sharing, maybe they're planning on dumping some more money into athletics and hopefully getting a better team. I mean, Nico is I'm not even gonna try and pronounce his last name, but he's a great player. I could see why, one, he would want an offense built around him. He's a great player. He can do everything.
Yeah.
Um,
By the way, I think it's perfectly acceptable if you try to pronounce his last name because the broadcasters did Saturday night and they failed in 20 to 25 different variations. But
unless I have it right in front of me, I really screw it up. I always want to say I'm Maliva. I know it's not that. I'm Lieva, something like that. Is that fair? Is that
sure,
close?
I'm just going to refer to him as Nico.
Yeah.
So
It's a very difficult last name to pronounce.
It's what is it? From How I Met Your Mother. It's a difficult to pronounce household name. So, but he's credit to him. He at times made our defense look, much worse than I don't think they looked terrible, but he's just that elusive. We got brace yourselves, Fred. We had a lot of penetration into their backfield. I can't believe I said that. But he made our defenders miss a lot of tackles. It just the important notes are that at the end of the day, we had Emmett Johnson and TJ Lateef, and all they really had going for them was Nico.
That's all they really had going for them. In the first half, our defense was freaking phenomenal. I slow mode every single play because I wanted to see how did we get an offensive lineman out? You know? It's getting towards the end of the season. I get it. People are injured anyways. They're playing injured. Number 72, you know how he had the false start and he's like there and then he like grabs his back. Well, he was grabbing his back for several plays before that.
I remember
Thanks to Judy. Why did I just forget his name?
Elijah Judy.
Elijah Judy. And who's number 97 on our team? Is it the guy that I love, Davis?
Keona Davis.
Keona Davis.
I think so. We can go with that.
Is it?
Yep, Keona Davis.
Keona Davis. Between Elijah Judy and Keona Davis, because I watched and he pulled a couple of times. So He got Elijah Judy, but for the most part, he got Keona Davis, and I wanna say it was maybe 3, 4 plays, and yeah, he was done for. He couldn't even get up. Poor guy.
Yeah, I mean, you hate to see it. I don't want anybody to be injured.
It was his 45th start.
Yeah, another season, and he could have tied Bryce Benhart. But yeah. Well, I'm going to start this Nebraska Strong hangout because we'll talk about that later. It was an interesting game to watch from the fact that you never felt that Nebraska was going to lose the game, but you always kind of at the same time thought in the back of their mind, like, this game should not be this close, you know?
They scored 2 touchdowns in the 4th quarter. That's what got them close. Otherwise, I mean, I just wanna say our defense is good. It just doesn't hold up over time. It seems like every, second half of every game, that's when teams score against us.
They scored 1 touchdown in the 4th quarter.
What? Okay, 2 in the 3rd quarter then. Is that right? Really?
1 in the 2 after halftime, but 1 in
Because
each.
they scored 1 in the first half and then 2 after half. Is that right?
Right.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, look at that. I got balloons because I remember something.
It just so happens that we had a really solid first half, running out to that 21-7 lead. We were able to extend that to 28-14 and then just kind of holding on for the ride there in the 4th quarter. We got to see everybody's favorite formation when it works in our favor, the victory formation. And I know we're going to definitely spend some time talking about Emmett Johnson and TJ Lateef. What a dynamic duo those two are. So let me ask you this objectively.
Okay. I'll do my best to answer it objectively. I kind of have a sense of what you're going to ask.
Was it beneficial, in your opinion, because of the offensive line struggles that we have seen this year, to have a dual threat quarterback in the backfield?
Yes, but I wouldn't have answered that differently, even with Dylan as our quarterback. I've said it before that the way that he plays is more in tune with what the pros do, what pro football teams do. That doesn't mean he's not a great quarterback. It just means that he's really getting primed for the NFL. So I loved seeing that. Now, I have to also say, on the other hand, Greg, that I went to the Cincinnati game. I went to the UCLA game where the quarterbacks were dual threat quarterbacks that we played against. And oh my gosh, I was blown away. I was blown away by their quarterbacks. They're the stars of the team. I can see that. Are they going to fare as well in the NFL, though? I have no idea.
Okay. All right. Follow-up question.
Okay.
With objectivity in mind, what's more important? Dylan succeeding in the NFL or Nebraska winning football games?
Duh. I mean, come on. Really? I've traveled to 4 games this season. 4 from Arizona. Do you really think that I care about Dylan's success and his longevity in football, but I mean, obviously I want Nebraska to win.
Okay. So,
but if I had to choose to have Dylan as a quarterback or not, based on that, I would say it still behooves Nebraska to have him as a quarterback because of the spotlight that he has brought to Nebraska?
I think we talked about this last week.
Okay.
And I will fully admit, one game against UCLA is a very limited sample size. That and what we saw the week prior against USC in the second half. If TJ continues to excel, and more importantly, if Nebraska continues to win with TJ at quarterback, do you think one of them transfers, or because I know I've asked you numerous times, I'm not going to ask you if you've seen Ted Lasso. I know you've seen Ted Lasso season 1. You got an ace in Jamie Tart. You got an ace in Danny Rojas. Now you got 2 aces. You got an ace in Dylan Raiola and ace in TJ Lateef. Is it a situation? Is the expectation there that TJ will accept the number 2 role again next year, or do you risk losing one of them?
Yeah. You know what, Greg? Thankfully, you and I and everyone here in chat, we don't have to make decisions like that.
True.
It's too early to even try to predict what's going to happen. I mean, in my heart of hearts, I just want what's best for Nebraska. And somehow or another, everything always works out for us. It seems that way, according to Matt Rule this week, when he said we have enough money to go pay any player we want. That right there, that just like made me feel like I could breathe. I could breathe.
I think what we all need to do is either if you're watching this on your mobile device, you have the ability on YouTube to make the YouTube screen smaller. Everybody needs to go to their favorite browser. If you're watching this on a laptop, open up a new tab. Everybody needs to go to Pipeline Jerky. And look, they're not a sponsor, but whatever you can do to support the offensive, the financing of the offensive linemen at the University of Nebraska.
Well, I'll tell you what you do. Greg, I'll tell you exactly what you do. You watch House Rules and you buy the products that he's promoting. Because everything that Matt Rule is doing on House Rules is to benefit the program.
But then you don't get beef jerky or pork jerky.
They do. They have this one kind of jerky that's like protein, like I don't know. It has all the right ingredients. I'm not a jerky person, but I know they have one.
All right.
In fact, you know what? I'll become a jerky person and I'll order you some for Christmas. How about that?
Oh, here we go. Pitt wants to know what products Rule supports.
I don't remember what all they are.
And Rostowski says he does have a dried meat
option. He does. We just all have to go and order some for Christmas for all of our guy friends.
There you go. Yeah. Order it for your dad, your brothers, your nephews, your best friends. If you're getting married, it'd be a great groomsman gift for all the guys in the wedding party. Whatever it is, just make sure it's through the House Rules link. Don't listen to anything I said, even though it is, sponsored by or endorsed by Cam Jurgens, whatever. Go only House Rules.
That's what I would do. How do we suddenly have enough money?
Warren Buffett sold some stock options and donated them to. I'm kidding. I don't think he's. I don't know how to say this politely because I don't know him. I don't know if he's a football fan. I don't know if he's ever given any money to the University of Nebraska athletic department.
Nope.
So
he has not.
So,
but let me at him and I'll get him too.
Okay.
Send me over there.
Send you over to the Berkshire Hathaway corporate offices. I don't even think he's there most of the time. I don't think he needs to be there. He's just
he has a
enjoying.
house. Doesn't he have a house right outside of Omaha?
I have no idea. I don't follow the man that closely to know where his home is.
When I was in Omaha on the when I went to the USC blackout game on Sunday, we were going around downtown, like, what do they call it? Old Market? Is that what they call it?
I don't know.
In Omaha? I think that's what they call it.
Speaking of Omaha, living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast, says the Warren is not a football fan. He built a cancer center.
Oh, okay. So we walked into this crazy, like, candy store that ended up being the type of store that is like a collector's dream of every kind of weird antique. Like, they had ball pens, like old ball pen collections on the wall. They had Pez dispenser things on the wall. They had, the arcade area with the old arcade area, like, stuff. They had, like, everything you can imagine. You name it, name something, and I promise you they had it. Well, the point being is that Warren Buffett's picture was all over the place, and I was like, "Why is that? Why is he?" Yeah, that's the name of it, Hollywood Candy. Why is his picture all over the place? Does he own this? Did he own it at some time? And I guess he used to just come in there all the time, which makes perfect sense. He seems very eccentric. It seems like the type of place you would go if you have a very eccentric personality and spend time at.
Never thought of Warren Buffett as eccentric.
Well,
He always has his whole hair combed and always look put together.
You don't know what eccentricity looks like. I do. They're my favorite type of people. I promise.
Well, I don't know a whole lot about anything, which is why, Minnie, you're going to take over the show. Ready, go.
No. So, Hollywood Candy, ask me if they had XYZ. Ask me. Just come up with something, and I promise you the answer will be yes.
Toy Batmobiles?
Yeah. They actually had them hanging from the ceiling. Keep going, keep going.
Living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast, says he goes to McDonald's. He's not eccentric.
This is what I'm saying. What kind?
Rostowski says he's weird. He gets a sausage McMuffin almost daily. If the market is up, he gets it with cheese.
There you go. There you go. See?
And Fred says, Minnie, to Greg, you don't know shit about fuck. So I don't know anything.
It's a good thing I'm here.
Including where we're going next on the show. Minnie, where are we going next?
Greg, come on. I'll let you.
Let's talk about the man of the hour. Too sweet to be sour. Mr. Apparently trying to get himself over on the Heisman watch list.
Oh.
Emmett Johnson had himself a game. 31 total touches. He had 28 rushes for 129 yards and a touchdown. He had 3 receptions for 103 yards and 2 scores. It was incredible to watch him. We've been following him all season, of course. I mean, and hoping that, more eyes, from the grander stage would come upon him, upon what Nebraska is doing. We've been saying, I've been saying for a couple of years that Nebraska needs to abandon its running back by committee approach, and 2025 is the year that they finally do that. And we have a 1,000-yard rusher and then some. We have a young man who is making a name for himself in a big way. He was the Big Ten Offensive Player of the Week. I know that that's just one of his many accolades, but Emmett just had a really, really nice night down there in Pasadena.
Yeah, he was a star. That is For sure. We leaned on him heavily, and boy, did he come through. I wonder if Emmett Johnson has gotten any injuries. Over the past couple of years, I'm just going to ask. Over the past couple of years, we've had one injury after another with our running backs. Is that fair?
Yeah, in some magnitude, I'd say.
Yeah. In one year, we had like our top three running backs, like you said, running back by committee, injured. We had Ramir Johnson, Gabe Irvin, and there's one other one. Ramir, why am I forgetting his name? He's a short guy.
I mean, I'm almost 6'3", so they're all short to me.
No, this guy was the shortest of them.
Trey Bryant?
Ramir something or other.
Ramir Johnson?
No, it was not Ramir Johnson. I already named him. He is actually pretty tall.
I don't know who you're talking about then.
Okay, me either. I can't remember. It'll come to me.
Yeah, knock on wood, y'all. Can't believe she said this stuff.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Has he been injured at all?
Stop saying it. Look, we're not superstitious. We're just a little bit suspicious.
I know everybody is asking the same question. Like, how could he get hit that much and not get hurt? Right?
Well, this year he's had no choice because he's had a battle with an offensive line that is subpar. So, but then you just watch the way he runs, and I've kind of said it, noticed it for a while now. He almost goes through the line like sideways, like the way he makes his jump cuts while he's still moving upfield. He's just that nimble and fleet of foot.
He is.
That's why I said it.
I'm very impressed by him.
Fred says part of the reason he remained relatively healthy is because of his shiftiness, doesn't take a clean shot. And Pitt says he knows how to get hit. He turns and squirms and jiggles, and nobody gets a straight shot. That's how.
That's amazing. Seriously, because I look at the best running back in the league. Okay, I'm going to say it. If Michigan's running back, Justice Haynes, didn't get injured, which he just had to have some sort of like surgery on his foot. I mean, he would definitely be the best running back in the league, period. He would be. That guy's a bowling ball, but he got injured and he's thick. I'm just wondering, how does Emmett Johnson, how is he so elusive of injury? Thank God.
I don't know. Leeds, or I shouldn't say Leeds, is second in the nation in rushing behind Cam Cook, which I believe is that Jacksonville? Yeah, Jacksonville State. But 50 yards behind Cam, and he's ahead of, when you think of some of the top, I mean, you may mention Justice Haynes, but Jeremiah Love is another name that gets thrown out there. Kewan Lacey. These are all guys who have fewer rushing yards than Emmett Johnson. And Emmett Johnson, I think, what I love about him is, caught his post-game comments there Saturday. Just humble as can be, I think, and you can disagree with me, or maybe I'm not encouraging you to disagree, but, somebody tell me if they think I'm wrong. It epitomizes what Nebraska football is all about, hard work, humility, and just doing the little things the right way.
You know what? I wonder. Hear me out, guys. I know you're all pissed that I even asked, why hasn't he gotten injured? Or how has he not gotten injured? Just hear me out. Could it be that he never played? So he just continued to develop in the weight room and on the practice field. Could it be that he never really had to sustain any major injuries to inhibit his play? So when he gets his opportunity, he's already been, during the time that guys come to any college team, they're growing still, 18 to 23. Is it because maybe he has already gotten the majority of his muscle and his growth done and never sustained an injury that he's doing so well?
Well, Tedrick says that Emmett specifically gave a shout out to his trainers during a press conference. I think, the old, I don't know, I guess cliche, but the old standard is that for running backs, they have only so many reps, they have only so much tread on the tires. So with the fact that he was utilized so sparingly in the last couple of years, now he's the feature back. There are questions in about, and these were questions that were right even at the beginning of the show or before the show even started. But living in Omaha, David Matney, for example, the official realtor of the 5-Part podcast, says, at what point should he sit in order to protect his pro career? I think if he finishes the season, if Nebraska finishes the season strong, honestly, I think it is in Emmett's best for his career to go pro. And that sucks to say because, someone says, we don't have another back, but we haven't needed another back. I believe in Isaiah Mosey and Quentin Ives and
That's what I'm saying.
Mekhi Nelson. They're capable backs in that room, but I would hate for Emmett to come back next year thinking he has some unfinished business, and then in some throwaway non-conference game, some player, some defenseman, either takes a cheap shot on him or just hits him in a way that tears up his knee and ruins his future. I want that young man to go get paid. I think he deserves it.
Okay. That's exactly what I was saying, Greg. What if the running backs that are behind Emmett are the same as what he was coming up? He was biding his time. I remember I mentioned this on Monday night, how he had his own YouTube channel. I don't know if he still does. I used to follow it, and he would video like all this behind the scenes stuff, just hours and hours of it. It was fun to watch for me. So I watched the whole thing, everything that he posted, and a lot of it was like, I don't know, maybe like 3 days worth of footage from him going to Ireland and, just things like that, and I just wonder, how about if the guys that are behind him are kinda doing the same thing, just like offensive linemen, right? Because offensive linemen have kind of the same problem. They're injury prone. They have a high percentage of injuries. They also need to get all that weight, all that development together, get the muscle put on in the right way. What if it's the same with the running backs? And what if I mean, I don't know what the statistics are. I'm quite sure that Matt Rule does. But what if you are less statistically um, going to be injured if you don't start playing until your junior year? You know what I'm saying? As a running back.
Yeah, I don't know, but I like the idea of get old, stay old. I know
Mhm.
we talk about it all the time
Yeah.
for linemen in this conference, but there's something to be said about having. I saw this. I'm not going to scroll back up. I apologize. Whoever said bell cow, that's what Emmett's been this year, and if he does, and I think, it's probably in his best interest to go, or especially if he's in New York on Heisman Saturday, whether he wins or not. I definitely think it's in his best interest to pursue the NFL, and what he'll get paid to play on Sunday is gonna be exponentially greater than what he's been getting paid to play on Saturday. So, do I always want a player to jump early? No, but at the same time, I think it's going to be in his best interest if he finishes out the season, the type of season that he's had. Yes.
Nope.
I say to pursue greatness on Sundays. I think somebody made a comment, a correlation between him and Jonathan Taylor. And Jonathan Taylor.
Can I add something real quick, please? Sure. Before you pull up that comment, isn't that similar to the question you just asked me? Is it more important for Dylan to have a good career in the pros or for Nebraska to win? Isn't that similar to just what you were just asking me? So let me ask you, Greg, is it if Emmett Johnson truly is just a once in a lifetime running back that came along and is helping us win at Nebraska, is it better for us to have him play, or is it better for him to go to the NFL draft?
Interesting question. Completely different situations, because we were tailoring an offense for Dylan Raiola, who was not equipped to run the style of offense that we need to be successful.
We were tailoring. Here's what Dana Holgorsen has said as offensive coordinator. He will put together the best offense for the players that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that's the same as what John Butler has said. So I don't know if it's fair to say tailor-made. That's not really fair. Let's be honest.
I can't say we. Coaches dialed up a lot of deep route pass plays for Dylan without an offensive line that was equipped to give him time for those routes to develop. What we saw this past Saturday was a lot of quick passes that they set TJ Lateef up for success. They didn't always do that for Dylan. And unlike Dylan, TJ has the mobility to get out of the pocket and move and actually, get downfield. They tried running Dylan, or maybe Dylan called his own number a few times more this year than we saw last year. But the quarterbacks are not the same. And while they were like, look, I want Dylan to succeed, whether that's at Nebraska or in a particular team in the NFL that's outside of the AFC North, wherever. But you can't.
What if it had?
You can't compare the situation between Emmett Johnson and Dylan Raiola.
What if it succeeded? Then you wouldn't be sitting here complaining, being like,
we can what if to death.
But I'm just saying, Greg, the problem is that, okay, we did have the starting quarterback that brought tons of players and attention to Nebraska. You gotta start him, and he was the best of what we actually had. I truly believe he's the reason that we have part of the reason that we have TJ Lateef as a freshman quarterback. I mean, I remember him at the Elite 11 being, questioned by the reporter that sat him down, asking him if, this means that he could go somewhere else. He's getting phone calls from everybody if he's going to take it. He said, no, I want to play at Nebraska because there's something special going on there. Why is there something special going on there? Because somehow or another, Matt Rule was able to get a 5-star quarterback that had been committed to Georgia. Freaking Georgia? Really? His his whole family moved to Georgia and was playing high school ball there. And somehow or another, we got him to play at Nebraska. That's when things shifted. So I don't know. I'm just saying that.
Can I ask again, trying to be objective?
Okay.
If the trajectory of Nebraska football continues to improve, and the peer recruiting that Dylan was responsible for, and I'm not taking anything away from that. We know how visible he was on social media and hyping up the football, but also basketball and volleyball and baseball and everything else. But where if he were to move on, not saying he will, would you say that his greatest success was on the field or off the field?
As of right now, off the field.
Okay.
I mean, that's pretty obvious. I don't think he would disagree. He's done so much for the program. I'm grateful for that. But it takes an entire team. As I just saw at UCLA, one great quarterback can't make a team.
Yeah. And it can't be Dylan's fault when the coaches are calling plays that don't put him in the best position to succeed.
Well, like I said before, Greg, I'm not gonna blame it on the coaches necessarily so much as the guys that we have to play. Maybe we need a different set of players is what I'm trying to say. And we've had a lot of injuries on the offensive line.
Okay.
So if we perhaps could have kept our offensive line healthy, maybe things would have looked differently.
It's so long ago. I'm trying to figure out who, Gunner, who has surgery.
Rocco had surgery. I'm just
but Rocco's playing. I mean, I know that Gunner can't play with his injury. Rocco's playing, and not only that, as plenty of people commented, he and Justin Evans were busting ass downfield to block for Emmett on one of those long touchdowns.
They were. These guys can get through. I was looking at UCLA's offensive line. Every single offensive lineman is over 300 pounds. They are big, big dudes. They're pushing 400. I mean, these guys are giants. And where was I going with this? Anyways, our defensive line held them. I was so impressed with that first half. I know that's not even what we were talking about.
No, we're talking about offensive line and injuries. Because we also, Prohaska who got injured again.
There you go.
And there have been times that outside of injuries that offensive line has shot us in the foot, like Pritchett a few games back. So,
well, even Matt Rule said that Pritchett is playing well.
Yeah, finally,
because we went with him. Remember, we were saying just maybe 4 games ago, just stick with Elijah Pritchett. Just stick with him. We didn't have a choice because of injury. And because we stuck with him, he worked out his issues. Truly, he did. Now the whole entire offensive line is working as a group. And this late in the season, they've played 3 games together as a line? All of those guys without injury.
It's probably about
3 games. So, yeah, that's probably what it takes.
Let's see. Haas, who's here tonight in the chat, says offensive line played at a high level, not because of it just being UCLA, but because the quarterback on the field processed well and distributed the football. Also, I think there were only 15 dropbacks or pass attempts. TJ was 13 of 15. So, again, the game plan was such to probably not put a lot of pressure on a freshman starting quarterback, or freshman quarterback starting in his first game on the road. Now, granted, it was a bit of a homecoming for the Compton, California native. But
what is it that they do? West side, east side? I don't know. Long Beach.
I'm let's see. I'm Midwest. That's what I am.
He's from Compton.
Yeah, straight out of Compton.
Straight out of Compton. I know there's like NWA, right?
NWA. That's right.
Yeah.
That's all I'm allowed to say. We don't say what the NWA stands for.
Yeah, I remember there was this record area, like store in a town I grew up in. It was called Hastings, and they had to like put that behind the register. You had to you had to have a parent to buy that. A parent with you.
I believe that. I go into my own stories of making sure that kids were of proper age to be buying things or getting into movies, but it's not what kind of show this is. This is so.
What is Haas? Haas is right again. What did Haas say?
Haas says that Dylan should have had the same game plan. Instead, he showcased his arm for the NFL and he sacrificed team success to protect his completion percentage.
Haas, I love you, but I can't agree with that. I can't. I mean, come on. That's not true at all. He barely ever got to air it out. Most of his stories.
Don't read it, Minnie. It'll make you want to slash tires.
Yeah. Love you, Haas. And when I'm talking to you, I'm thinking of your sweet baby, and your sweet girlfriend.
Katie's in the comments too. I don't know if you want to read it. I don't know if
Katie can bring it. Go ahead.
Katie says it's the University of Nebraska, not the University of Dilbraska. I'm just saying Lateef was quick with the ball and it was refreshing to watch.
That's okay. I'm okay with that. I agree with Katie. I would love to be like, a fly on the wall, so to speak, when they're laying in bed, because I know they're talking football. I know they are.
You think their pillow talk is RPOs?
I know it is. It's not about Lane, or Lane. Is that baby Lane?
Lane.
Yeah, it's about football.
Is all about. Rostovsky's not yet ready to crown TJ. He says a moment ago.
I agree.
I have to scroll up to find it. Sorry. Yeah, right. 13 of 15 in meaningful snaps. Don't crown him yet. So.
Yep, this is true. He looked great, and he had every player behind him giving extra that game. Specifically, we had a really strong game plan. I mean, and UCLA really didn't get a whole lot of preparation for TJ Lateef and what we were going to bring as far as our offensive play. So that really helped us. I think that, we have Penn State and Iowa still. Unfortunately, we have to travel to Penn State, which is one of the games I really wanted to go to. Penn State, and then we have to turn around and play. So we traveled on Saturday, and we don't even have a time yet. But it's probably going to be a night game.
That's right.
For Penn State. And then we already have the time for Iowa. And it's an early game on Thursday.
Yeah.
It's a short week, and that I hate for us.
It's almost always a 11 o'clock kickoff on Black Friday.
Well, yeah. Why in the world don't they plan ahead? Why can't we get a morning game where we're not traveling the week before? That would be great.
I don't know. Let's see. Gary Pierce says, I'm still waiting.
On that? Greg, will you please get on that?
I will do whatever I can to make that happen for probably next year, honestly.
Thank you.
But Gary says, I'm still waiting to see if TJ can handle a real defense. I'm not a sycophant for any player. Hey, again, we're here for the team. As I've said countless times on the show, the name on the front of the jersey is a hell of a lot more important than the name on the back of the jersey. So,
Guys, we're 7-3. It's very likely we could go 9-3.
we could be a 9-win team.
How awesome would that be?
That'd be a big. I mean, the trajectory matches Matt Rule's previous stops in college football. Like we've been talking about, this is the season where we need the jump. I mean, we're already incrementally improved over last year, just in regular season wins alone. We just have to keep adding on to it, And then, there was this comment here. I think it was, Rostowski says Dylan was Julius Caesar as Trey Taylor is to Augustus. Dylan got this program started. Trey will take us to the top. We had to walk with Dylan so we could run with Trey Taylor is what that kind of boils down to.
That's like looking into the future, perhaps a little too much. I don't know about that. I feel like Dylan still offers a whole lot. And especially now that we've seen what a dual threat quarterback can give us, how is that going to put pressure on him to, up his game?
Who, Dylan?
Yeah. So we will see. This is why it's good that, we have these next 3 games now because we're going to a bowl game. Next few games to see what TJ can do.
Yeah, I mean, speed is. Don Beebe used to have speed camps out at Shattern State College back in the day. Don Beebe, of course, played for Shattern State, which is why he's there, but he played for the Buffalo Bills, famously ran down Leon Lett and forced a fumble in a Super Bowl with pure speed. But I say all that because speed is one of the things very difficult to teach. Like I fully expect with, the trainers on staff at Nebraska and all the other private trainers that can be hired that Dylan will get back in football shape. But I don't know if Dylan will ever kind of fully possess that dual threat mind. And that's nothing wrong with that. Quarterbacks are built different. And quarterbacks for the NFL are more often than not wired different, built different than college. What makes a successful college quarterback doesn't always necessarily translate to a successful pro quarterback. But I don't know if Dylan will ever be, at least, I hate to say this, at least at Nebraska, because of our style, we are not really at that pro style yet because we can't protect him. So
correct. We don't have the players yet. Or right. We don't have the development yet. We may have the players. We just don't know. I love how Matt Rule gave a nod to our offensive line coach. Yes, he did. In a press conference this week, he said, we've been injured a lot. And he said, it just goes to show you that Donovan has had to develop some young guys to get them ready to step up. I mean, come on. That says it all. That's exactly what I've been saying for weeks and weeks. Development is key on offensive line.
Fred says we don't have the players or development at OL, so whose fault is that? Completely contradicts what Matt Rule. Fred, how dare you? Fred, you know better. Serious question from living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast.
I hate his serious questions. Can I pass?
Is Dylan faster than Fred Sacco? It all depends on what's at the buffet table. Fred couldn't resist. So, All right. What else is there to talk about the UCLA game?
Well, we talked about Nico. Nico's fantastic.
Yep.
Nico. I just think that, gosh, between Nico and Jerry Neuheisel, those are those guys represent California so well. They could model. You know what I mean? They're like the California guys.
They stay out in that sun too much longer. They'll be the California raisins.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Nope. I like them both. I do. I think they both have something very special, and I really hope that something works out for their program. It seems like they have plenty in I don't know, in the realm of history, right? Everybody regards the Rose Bowl in UCLA as a big deal, but they've let the program go. That's why Chip Kelly left, and that's why they're going to SoFi.
Yeah, but as somebody said when we brought up at the top of the show, the plan is probably to close the upper decks of SoFi Stadium.
Mm.
If they are even successful in their petition, I just don't think the state of the program right now, they're not going to be selling out that stadium or any stadium anytime soon. It's a weird thing to reward a fan base that doesn't show up. You know what I mean?
They're all they've all gone to other areas for great jobs. I told you I went with Connor Hayden to the UCLA game. His sister went to Oh, I didn't mention? Well, his sister went to UCLA, and I went with his mom as well, who I adore. So she's telling me about how she used to go to UCLA games there because, Connor's sister, Kendall, went to school there. Well, guess where Kendall works? She works for Amazon in Seattle.
Oh, how about
So it's
that?
like, I feel like all of their, students kind of go off to these really rich areas where they need brainiacs, like Silicon Valley and, the Seattle area and places like that. And not only that, if they focus more on academics, do you blame them for really not getting into football?
And I guess you could say they're more of a basketball school. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, there's some comments here. Let's address some of these starred comments. Going back to our talking about meat sticks, Rostowski says chomps is the house rules meat stick, by the way.
There you go, chomps.
So go get your chomps. Kaylee says, maybe it's a hot take, but would Emmett Johnson get less praise if he had a better offensive line, which led to better quarterback play? And stop saying that many. I don't know what the last part is. I don't know what you were saying.
Emmett Johnson getting injured.
Oh, yeah, there we go. So I feel like there would be less, I say less for him to do, but, less that he'd have to shoulder. From the offensive game plan. Again, 31 touches. As a team, we put up 28 points, but Nebraska only ran 54 plays. And Emmett Johnson had the ball on 31 of those 54. So that's I think, an awful lot to ask of him. But at the same time, it worked. So who am I to judge?
Well, it's because they were 124th in defense, let's be honest. UCLA. He capitalized on it. No, he just capitalized on it.
Yeah.
Or rather, Dana Holgerson did. The fact that TJ is a dual threat quarterback, and because when you don't have a dual threat quarterback, what have we experienced? All of our defense opponents are just attacking the quarterback. They're putting so much pressure on him and the offensive line. That's what the problem has been. So when you have the dual threat, they have to spread out. Right. And then it just makes for an easier, rushing offense. So there
It's
we go.
kind of like I said sometime back in beginning of October, end of September, is wouldn't it be interesting to put TJ Lateef in for a
No,
possession or series just to give the defense a different look and have to make them play more straight up and honest?
you're
But
you're like handling no,
I got
you-
crucified for my opinion.
because because you cannot make him the sacrificial lamb.
I'm not making him a
Unfortunately,
sacrificial lamb.
you had no choice but for him to be there. And that's when everyone's like, "All right, we got this. We got you." Heck, I'd be like, "I got you. Okay, I got you. I promise."
I don't know what this means.
Really? You don't know? This
No,
is like
because nobody could see anything under your lower than your elbows, so we didn't know.
I'm like this.
I just think, yeah. Well, moving on. Doesn't matter what Greg thinks. Rostowski says, "Is our running back coach great because of Emmett Johnson's development, or not because we can't get a solid number 2?" Again, my opinion. This is strictly my opinion, and views expressed are solely mine and not of Coordination Fox Media or any of its.
Or mine.
Well, of course, that goes without saying, because we do not share a brain. Clearly, we don't. I like the running back rep distribution this year. I love the fact that we have a workhorse, and I like that Nelson and Mosey and even Ives earlier on in the season have got some touches. I think it was Mosey, this past Saturday night, getting some spell carries and things like that. But I'm not saying there's not a defined number 2. We haven't, knock on wood again, we haven't needed one.
If we did, oh shit.
I like what I saw from Nelson and Mosey earlier in the year.
I'm just telling you, this is.
I thought there's a reason they're not the number 1, right? They're not Emmett Johnson, but they had vision, they had balance, and they got upfield.
Luckily,
north and south.
Luckily, I think it has a lot to do with the fact that we have a fantastic strength training program and strength training coach. That's why he gets to lead the guys out on the field. And Corey Campbell. That guy gets me fired up. Every time I see him, I don't even know what he's saying on the sidelines, but he's always like, yeah, yeah. I'm like, I gotcha. I feel it. I feel it.
And I disagree, Vince, that there is no 2. Again, all that I've been saying for years is that again, this is just me. Again, this is just my opinion. That I don't want a running back by committee. I want somebody. 2018 was the last time that we had a 1,000-yard rusher with Divine Ozigbo. Ever since then, it's been, just clusterfuck. It has been a clusterfuck in the running back position.
Okay.
And
that actually is fair. Yeah.
We have Emmett Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Asking for a number 2 is that you're expecting Emmett to fail. Let's just roll. Let's roll with 21.
Let's roll. Greg, I love that. That right there, that's what I need to hear. That
roll with Well, all we needed all season long was to roll with the players divisible by 7, 21 and 14. That's a thinking man's joke right there.
Don't do that.
Just made a t-shirt.
You had me, then you lost me.
All right, let's see. Pitt says, so we all know Miss Min was Mean Girl, right?
Yeah.
I didn't see this comment. I don't know what.
I did because, of course, Pitt always says things to try and get at me. Let's take a vote. Who here thinks that I was a mean girl? Ever. I can't even handle the friction with somebody saying, "Yeah, you guys suck," and Greg telling the guy to go F off. I can't. I want
Well,
everyone to get along. He doesn't have to like our show, but, I don't think that it's quite
you think he's
right
coming
when
back?
you No, definitely not. But I also don't want to, like, leave people that way. So,
Well,
no, I am not the mean girl, obviously. Greg
he
is.
he was clearly a turd in the punch bowl. So
Okay.
Malcolm Hartzog is number 7. Somebody asked about the players divisible by 7. Jeremiah Charles, defensive back, the sophomore from Fort Worth, Texas, and Makai Nelson is 35. And this is a classic name. UTAN, Nebraska's very own redshirt freshman linebacker, Derek Wacker, number 42. We're doing it for the – never mind. So that's high enough on the roster. Let's see. Tedrick says, I got offered a ticket for the Iowa game. Should I go?
Hell yeah.
Yes.
No
Yeah.
question. Tedrick, are you kidding me? Go,
And
go, go.
if you choose not to go, you find out who has that ticket because Minnie wants to
I'll
abandon
go.
her family on Thanksgiving and go.
Hell yeah. You know what? I can't. Not this Thanksgiving. Any other Thanksgiving, I would. I
Hey,
swear I would.
there's a lot to be thankful for, right, Minnie?
Mhm. Yeah. Guys, I feel like maybe you're teeing me up, Greg. So today I got information from our oncologist, my mom's oncologist, because she's been fighting multiple myeloma cancer, and it is not in remission yet, but it's getting there. So we are close. And yeah, so we're having a lesson, her treatments, and yeah, so
I
yeah,
don't have the Mac, so I need all the thumbs up and waves and all the things to celebrate that you can do, Minnie, on your screen.
it's probably the best news I could ever ask for. So yeah, I want to be with her on Thanksgiving. Otherwise, I would be there at the game. I would
Getting that red eye from Arizona to Omaha.
be. Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Now I'm glad that we were able to bring people that good news. Let's see. Fred says nobody's mentioning the biggest story after the UCLA game. TJ getting odd text from an Arizona number asking how he likes his eggs. uh,
Well,
I didn't start that comment. I didn't even see that comment.
yeah, I thought that was cute.
At least you didn't try getting on the Compton chain gang.
No, I didn't.
This bit of a drive. So, and you
Yeah,
haven't made your way up to Northern Illinois to try to do that to Trey Taylor's team. So
yet.
it's true.
He,
He's
he
only a
would
junior.
he would welcome it. I have a feeling he would welcome it.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know him personally. Let's see. Kaylee says, do we like how much Rule has a close relationship with both ESPN and the Pat McAfee show? That exposure brings in a lot of eyes. That's fine.
Do we like it or do we love it? Hell yeah, we love it. We love it. I mean, we know what we're about. We honestly, what I've seen going to so many games, and I mean, you know how I am. You guys, I will wiggle my way into those cracks where I get to see things firsthand. I can't always talk about it, but I will see it.
And not share anything, which is
Yeah.
silly to even bring it up. Like, I don't even know what the heck she's talking about.
Yeah, it's true. But I can promise you that the guys that are at Nebraska are OOU. You know that t-shirt that they were wearing? One of us.
Oh, okay.
We're all bought in to this, what we're doing at Nebraska. You couldn't ask for a stronger alliance and teammates. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. And just that alone is, geez, it's exciting.
I will say for the purposes of what Kaylee's referencing, the association with Pat McAfee's show and their friendship is it's great. It's great for the brand that is Nebraska because
Pat McAfee had the president on yesterday. Was it yesterday? 2 days ago. 2
really
days.
took some crap for it too. But
the president of the United States. How do you get the president of the United States to come on?
You ask. The worst I can say is no.
I mean, that's just amazing. Good for him.
Do you know how many times I've asked to have various presidents on the show?
0?
0, because I'm not that ambitious. But at least I'm honest about it. So,
I would not hesitate to ask.
I know. You're gonna call up the DC, the president's media office at the conclusion of the show. Living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the Five Heart Podcast, wants to know if anyone's been to Big Ten Media Days. I don't know. I haven't been. I've never been. Brian and I talked about it for years.
I appreciate you guys teeing me up every time.
Look at that.
I have.
It must be nice. Must be nice.
Greg, I would love for you to go.
Someday.
Vegas, baby.
Vegas. Even Husker Chuck says, thanks for asking that, David. That's true. We do have QB number 2 on the show on Monday nights. Fred, officially QB 2.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh, also living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the Five Heart Podcast, wants to know, what about Five Heart Theater? Not one tonight.
Why, Greg?
To my knowledge, I don't know. Is there one that I don't know about?
If you guys will notice, Greg has a mobility problem.
Okay, I mean, I got a lot of problems. I'm not sure where the mobility problem came from.
You have a mobility problem in your neck.
Oh, yeah. Well, it hurts. That's about as far as I can push it.
That's not good. That's not good.
But
that means your energy is
a
off.
mobility problem. I'm Dylan.
No, Greg can't do Five Heart Theater. He's injured his neck.
That's right. I'm on the 15-day IR. Yeah, that's about as far as I can turn my neck that way, and that's about as far. Yeah. So.
I mean, most people here have probably injured their neck. It's not fun.
It's not fun. Get rid of the neckties. I haven't worn a tie since Friday, Vince.
Jeez, that's I can't even believe the last time I wore a tie was when I was impersonating our favorite Minnesota coach. No.
Oh, Flecky.
PJ Fleck.
Yeah. So my
Friday.
I can't stop. He said, I always thought Greg was way too animated in those Five Heart Theaters. That's definitely what I've been known for. Going back and reviewing the film, I really do a lot of neck and head movement. That
I've seen you. You
really
when you get into it, your head is like bobbing back and forth.
That's definitely something I've been known for. Is well, I gotta. Next week, I'll tell you what. I don't know what it's going to be about, but I promise a Five Heart Theater next week, right here on your favorite Thursday night Nebraska show. So, don't tell me that, right, Mark? I'm not prepared for it. Only gets worse. I need hope.
You know what it is? I'm a true believer in energy. The energy that you allow to fill up your soul.
I know
it sounds. I know this sounds like really new age and whatever, But I do feel like if you fill up your soul with positive energy, love, and I know it sounds like cliche, and light and things, divinity, that you just, it's good for your body. I think everything's connected. So try it out, Greg.
Do you want me to be positive now?
Yeah.
What?
I know
I
being
can't do that.
doesn't necessarily lean that way. That could be actually, this is probably why some of us have
Great question.
issues in our neck.
What are we doing? I need to align my chakras.
No, nothing like that. I'm just saying.
Not this game again, Vince. Fred says, "Am I high now, or is Minnie high? Are we all high? I need a ruling." And Husker Chuck said, "Hey, Minnie's going to get the self-help tapes out as soon as we get out the calendar, the Greg Mahachko floral calendar."
Yeah, we are all waiting for that.
Yeah, I wonder how long it takes to mass produce calendars, because I've got about 6 weeks, 4 weeks if I want to ship them before. So, okay. So next week, Five Heart Theater.
Got it.
I'll work on it.
Okay.
We'll have a good time.
This should be a doozy. We're going to Penn State. We don't know when, probably nighttime on Saturday. Yeah. So that'll be fun.
Then we'll fly. We'll catch the private jet back. We'll be back in Nebraska by early Sunday hours, and right back at it.
Yep.
The important thing is to not let a silly old holiday like Thanksgiving ruin your prep week. So you come out strong, finish the season strong, beating the crap out of Iowa.
Yeah. There's a game plan to be had against Iowa. There truly is. Their Mark Gronowski is not that good of a quarterback. I'm just saying, you guys heard it here first. We're going to talk about that later.
Probably the week of Iowa.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll talk about Penn State, closer to Penn State. I mean, they have a freshman quarterback. That's great for us because we have a freshman quarterback too.
Now, I've started this. I said an hour ago, Nebraska strong. I'm going to start this comment. We will talk about it later. Nebraska strong, go Big Red at 9:17. And yes, I will show the comment. It says, we get steamrolled by Minnesota, but are able to put a beat down to UCLA with our backup quarterback. Strange year. And I would say that we just failed to show up against Minnesota. Take whomever was the quarterback out. It just doesn't seem like there was any fortitude by the Nebraska team that particular Friday night. They just didn't have it. And then I think there was a bit of a rallying around TJ to go on the road against UCLA. And I don't know. I think we would beat UCLA regardless. It just seemed like we were just flat against the Gophers. Minnie, what are your things? What are your things? What are your thoughts?
I have a lot of thoughts on that particular comment. One, Minnesota was, again, one of those weeks where we had very little prep time, very little, because we went from Maryland traveling, and then we had a short week. We had to play on a Friday night. Do you remember?
I do remember, but you remember that Nebraska is not the only team. Now, I haven't done a deep dive into the study. I would welcome you to do the research. I'm not going to. But I'm curious to know if Nebraska is the only team affected by road games in those situations.
No, we are not. I've seen it time and time again, especially, well, more pronounced in the beginning of the season than in the midway to end of the season. Because I don't know, for whatever reason, teams are more callous to maybe travel. I have no idea. But it certainly does affect teams, the travel. It just does, no matter what you do. I mean, you can prepare for it all you want. It's still going to affect them.
Does Fred chirp like this on Monday nights? He says, "Oh God, no, not the short prep time thing. Carricker said it, and so did Rule. We need to win when things aren't perfect. Forget travel, forget game time." Do you let him get away with being so abrasive on Monday nights?
He doesn't do that. No, he would never say a comment like that on a Monday night because he knows I would go after him. I'd be like, "What did you just say, Fred?"
See, Fred, you feel more at home in the chat, don't you, where you can be yourself?
He does.
Well, this is look. We're not going to do predictions this week because Nebraska's not playing this week. But I will remind you, if you are still participating in the college pick'em that Vince Watson did for us way back in the day, that it's not. I mean, I can't say it's not too late. It's too early actually to get your. Well, hold on. You can get your picks in. Son of a gun. Matchups this week include, and I'm just going to give you my picks right now. I'm not even going to mess with it. Arizona and Cincinnati. I'm taking Cincinnati. Oklahoma at number 4, Oklahoma versus number 11, Oklahoma versus number 4, Alabama. I am going to go with skipping that one and coming back to it.
No.
I don't get to skip it and come back?
Nope. Tell me now.
I really want to pick Oklahoma because I hate Alabama that much.
Not you too.
But I think it's in Alabama, so I'm going to have to go with the Tide.
Roll Tide, roll.
No, I don't say that ever. You shouldn't either. You're a Nebraska fan, for crying out loud.
I like them.
Number 19, Virginia versus Duke. I'm going to take the Cavs. Number 21, Iowa. How are those feckless motherfuckers ranked again? Against number 17, USC.
Do it.
I think Iowa's going to win this game.
Yep. Same.
Memphis at 8-2 against East Carolina Pirates at 6-3. I'm taking Memphis. Number 5, Georgia versus number 10, Texas. I'll never pick Texas for anything ever. Then we have in a wild selection, Kennesaw State, the Owls at 7-2 versus Jacksonville State Gamecocks at 6-3. But Jacksonville State does have the nation's leading rusher. I'll take Jacksonville State. I was going to say something else, but I've got Fred here, and I don't want to tee him up too much. TCU Horned Frogs at 6-3 versus number 12 BYU, coming off their first loss. I think BYU is going to bounce back. And then we have Boise State Broncos at 6-3 versus San Diego State. The Aztecs at 7-2. I'll take the Aztecs. And
same.
This one was not on. Oh, gosh, dang, almost forgot the first one. Notre Dame and Pitt, which I believe is where game day is going to be in Pitt for this one. Number 9, Fighting Irish versus number 22, Panthers. I'm taking the Irish, and we need a total points on that one for a tiebreaker. Arbitrary number.
Greg usually loses, FYI. Don't follow his picks.
I mean, last week I got 7 out of 10 or whatever.
That's your high of the season.
I got 8 once. Guys, trust me. You don't have to pick. In fact, I don't want you to take the same picks as me because I want to win. I want to beat all of you. And I'm not doing that.
Okay.
But I am tied for 6th place, which is middle of the pack. It's right where I belong.
There we go. Good job, Greg.
There we go. That and you know what, Kaylee, that's better than me counting down the top 25 rivalry game names.
Thank God. Thank God we never will do that again.
Vince wants to know how many you got last week, Minnie.
I know, I forgot. I was busy driving to Pasadena.
Don't you have one of those self-driving cars?
Yes, but you can't like sit there on your phone and do things while you're driving because it says pay attention to the road. It like alarms you.
Wouldn't that be the entire point of a self-driving car?
No, apparently not.
Yeah, don't trust technology. So Minnie, let's see here. No points last week. No points the week before that. 60 points in week 9. No points in week 8. She is a part-timer. And because of that, I have vaulted.
If somebody texted me every Friday afternoon with the link and said, do this right now, I would do it. But I don't have somebody in my life that is that considerate. I thought I did, but I don't.
You're counting them. Sometimes I don't get my picks in until like Saturday.
I don't care.
So
it's just what I require from you, Greg. Okay. If we're
I can't text you the link. I don't have the link on my phone. I do it all on my computer. I can't text you. I can't text your computer.
You can actually just text me. Okay. Just text me. Say, do this.
Fine. So,
you could even set it up in your phone to have an alarm. Say,
yeah, Vince Watson says you can bookmark it and set a reminder on your phone.
No, I need somebody to push me in that direction.
I feel like all the technology is there. For someone who loves her self-driving vehicle, you could probably set a reminder and do it yourself.
Okay.
Thanks, Vince. I appreciate you too. In response to my selections, Rostovsky says that Iowa doesn't beat winning teams. Well,
yes, they do. Okay, but Rostovsky, here's the deal.
They beat us last year. We were 6-5.
Iowa has a great defense. Still, one of the top defenses in the country. Still. And USC has a great offense. That's what their key is to winning. This is going to be a good game. Really good game.
Do you want to read this one?
Living in Omaha, David Matney says, did anyone have to remind you about media days? Yeah, Greg. He reminded me.
Don't forget your hall pass or badge or press pass. That's what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Well, I think that pretty much puts a bow on this particular episode. Minnie, don't you agree?
Yep.
Wonderful. We had a lot of fun. Hey, we cussed out some people.
You did.
We did. Hey, look, when your name is on the show, your name actually is above the name of the show. They see Five Heart Podcast. They think Minnie Hunt because it's right there. So we had some fun. We cussed out a viewer. I don't think we'll be seeing them again.
That kind of rubs me the wrong way.
Well,
negativity like that.
If they want to email their apology to me at hooch3600@gmail.com, I will apologize.
Don't be a snob. Guess what? Not everyone's going to like us. It's okay. They don't have to like it.
That's fine. If they can't appreciate some friendly banter before we get into, the nuts and bolts of the show, they're not right for us.
Maybe we do suck, but we like the way we suck. Not like that. Not like that. You guys, I didn't mean it that way. Oh my gosh.
Y'all, I got no words.
Okay.
Thank you all for being here tonight. We appreciate each and every one of you. Minnie and Fred will be right back here on this channel or these platforms, all the channels, on Monday for Monday Night Therapy. Huskers Happy Hour with Andy Ketterson Tuesday night. We'll be back here for the Five Heart Podcast with a brand new Five Heart Theater next Thursday night, 9 o'clock Central on Coronation's YouTube, Facebook, and X. For my tremendous friend and co-host, Minnie Hunt, I'm Greg Mahachko. Holy crap on a candle, Kaylee, gifting 20 Coronation memberships. Woo!
Does that get hearts?
For future thespian societies. Awesome. Kaylee, thank you so much. We appreciate y'all. Everybody, make sure that you show your appreciation to Kaylee. If you are one of those recipients of a membership, make sure that you tell her in the comments, thank you, Kaylee. You're awesome. You are all awesome. We appreciate each and every one of you. Can't wait to get back here next Thursday night. All right.
Wait, no. You know what that means, though, Greg?
Oh, we can't do it 20 times, though.
No, we can do it once to end the show.
All right.
We forgot. Right. It's been a while.
It's been, yeah, that's right. There's a new T-shirt.
Kaylee.
All right, let's see it. For all of you who missed it.
We just got a new YouTube member.
And speaking of members, do the very best for your member by hooking it up with Blue Chew. Go to bluechew.com.
We have to take care of our members.
No words. No words.
Yeah, we have fun.
Except it's my pleasure. It is my honor, my privilege to remind you each and every week that Five Heart is all the heart you need. Minnie?
Same. Thank you, Kaylee. And go Big Red as always.